I'm looking at the helplessness of the people here, calling to account what they should get from those that they have elected. Just this morning, we had the film report of Kebbi State, the deplorable state of education. People sitting on the floor, you saw it. People had to go with lamps to school. People who were staying in dormitories, you must come with your lanterns and lamps, kerosene lamps. And for a system as ours that we practice, that's a state with commissioners of education, House of Assembly members, as well as National Assembly members and people who are tasked with oversight functions. So how can the people effect or kick-start a process that will make those that they have elected look inwards or look towards such sectors like education? Now we're looking at core governance and development in Kebbi.
Two things.
And other states.
Two things. Let's assume that it's the same all over Nigeria, are different to different extents.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, so that if you begin to just identify, maybe we'll divert to emotionalism. Okay. The key thing here, okay, is that there are two components of governance and development that protect the performance you are trying to describe. The first thing is that there is failure of governance at primary level. And that is why that school is like that. Okay, right now, people are doing wallet. That is, you can pay money anyhow. That means what we need to do is have governance at primary level and at point of service. That means that the money due to that school, all the money budgeted for that school, should be able to go to the principal of the school. The ministry doesn't have to touch it, doesn't have to see it. In Nigeria, all the money is stolen by people in air-conditioned offices, you know, who are smiling and going home in an air-conditioned car with a driver, and there is no money at point of service. And so the primary school in my town, the head teacher, the headmaster should be able to get all the money voted for it. It doesn't need to stop at the local government. The federal government contribution to that money can be quantified and sent there. And then there will be a local committee of credible people in the society. This is where the people kick in. And that is how you begin to develop the people to hold governance and those who govern to account. It cannot be plucked from the air. It cannot be plucked from an individual. It has to emanate from building the foundation for government and governance, which we do not have in Nigeria. There is no ward level of government and governance. And so there is total failure at the foundation level. And then you have the tile on the foundation, which is the local government. And then you have the frame, the secondary level. And then you have the roof, the tertiary level of federal level of governance. And if it is the federal level, the roof, that is most developed, as it were, in Nigeria, and a few of these frames, like Lagos state government has the best civil service in Nigeria. I mean, I've worked everywhere in the country as a development consultant. I've gone to every local government. I've conducted things for every local government. So Lagos state must be praised. It has a responsive, active, and well-trained, effective civil service.
Let me pick up on the previous point you made about governance, wherein you see other political parties also being part of governance. I'm wondering, do you think that political parties here can accept that kind of mindset? Because I've heard people say, look, a government or a party that was voted out previously, you can't bring them back into government.
I don't think that the issue here, just use the example of Gates. I don't think that any party needs to take anybody from a party it doesn't like to be in it, because part of a political party system is to condition your members, okay, to be able to deliver the objective of the party. That is why the parties are the background in governance in a presidential system. Okay, because it should have done its work before choosing. Human resources management is the key thing in any management. Okay, because it is human beings that deliver. So before choosing somebody to be a governor, a member of the House, a senator, the party, that is where the work of the party is. So
not the elected ones, the appointed positions.
The appointed positions don't have even to be politicians. They can come from anywhere. The best skills in the country will deliver. It is human beings that deliver. It is not the party. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to like the person once his character is not obnoxious, in which case he can do public work.
So what is it that we're getting wrong?
What we are getting wrong, the first thing that we got wrong after the military dispensation is the fact that there was military interregnum for too many years. So there was not a training ground for people to lead. There is a certain kind of people who should be in politics. People who don't sleep because there is not money for their cousin student to be treated for malaria. People who appreciate that it was by God's grace that they went to school, okay? And so they would want every child to be able to go to school. But unfortunately, the wrong type of Nigerians who should be in markets, doing business and hustling, entered politics, okay? But the process we have to move down, now that we have credible opposition, is to give them competition so that you start sieving them away. There is no, you can't manage it by crisis, so that you can't put a decree and say, we have had bad politicians who are not well trained, who are greedy, who are kleptomanic, you know. No, you can't do that.
You believe that the system will clean out itself?
Yes.
If it's left to continue.
Once it is structured properly. My anxiety is that we have not started the process, even the thinking. The thinking of developing, if you go to take an IMF loan, for instance, which is part of what we talk, if we get to the point of bailout, if you go to take an IMF loan, they give you a structure that you must abide by. So if we set up, we have the people who have the knowledge, we have people who have the intelligence, we have people who have the commitment, we have people who have the integrity to develop the framework that when mobilized, when Nigerians understand it, because Nigerians are living in ignorance. And so everybody is posing around, blowing siren for us, and we are clapping for them. But remember, Abiola said, the man with one hand does not clap. But it is only in this country that the rulers, the ruling elite, they cut off our hands, then we use this one, and we are clapping for them on our chest. Okay?
I'm just going to ask you quickly, because you talked about how, there must be a mission statement that the country must share. I mean, whether regardless of political class, it is the means that we all differ. Do you think that we have that vision statement as a country?
No, we don't.
We don't?
We don't. For example, that's why I stepped down one step from the mission statement to the core goal, which everybody can understand now. But to articulate...
Do we have that core goal?
We don't even have it as a mantra. We don't have it as a mantra. I'm just presenting it, and it can be couched in any other way.
Do you think that it should be official, or do you think that the fact that we all share that dream of a better Nigeria, that should,
No, a better Nigeria doesn't mean anything. Okay, it must be defined with indicators. Okay, and clear numeric indicators. That's why I said full gainful employment.
What about vision?
And full gainful employment, by definition in development management, is 3 to 7% level of unemployment. That is fully employed people, 93 to 97% of the people. And the major demographics you are measuring is secondary school graduate. So can you imagine where a secondary school graduate unemployment level is now? It's about 100%. But what it should be is 93 to 97% fully employed. You know that if you measure by employment, if you have 50% employment, you said, they've done well. That is why we measure by unemployment, so that 3 to 7% is what is consistent with a performing government. So any government in which the people are unemployed, secondary school people are unemployed 97%, is a failed society. So if we use the correct language for development and governance and public service, we begin to recognize where we are. That it is not the posing of siren of ruling families that are doing well, and going on holiday 3 times a month. Okay, that is the measure of the development of our country. It is that child that dies of malaria in the village. That child those children in that secondary school in this thing. And when we see it, we should cry.